bueno, si no sé, ya tienen que aceptar esa cosa que les salió.
Ya.
Taca, el micrófono se activó, mi mami está hablando. ¡Ah!
Ya, ahí está activado.
Ya, pero tienes que desactivar el micro. Ya, a ver, entonces, ya está grabando ya. A ver, espera. Igual esto ya le cuesta ver. Ahí me avisan si ya se ve ya. ¿Se ve? Ya. Entonces ya voy a comenzar ya. 1, 2, 3. Hello everyone. Today we are with Lorena and Jorge Cárdenas, and I am going to introduce you to gender equality. Index. Introduction. Over the years, women have suffered violence, discrimination, and violation of their rights. Currently, this has been cited to Heracles thanks to the feminist struggle of several important women throughout the years, and then I will present this topic so that you can understand it better. 2. Gender equality is that men and women have the same opportunities, conditions, and forms of the treatment without leaving aside the particularities of age to them that allow and guarantee access to the rights they have as citizens. Puta, me confundí. No, tengo que repetir. Ay, con razón está una más.
Puta, ¿qué sos? Oh, José, ¿qué sos?
Ya. Qué ves. Yo estoy con mal internet y ahí sí se caga todo.
No te confundas, si no nos toca estar todo el tiempo así, ya muere.
Espérate. Ya. Ahora sí como presentar. Ahí ya creo que está bien todo. No. Ya. Ya creo que está bien ya. Mami, George, mami está colgada ahí. Ya, mami, ya voy a comenzar. Ya déjate de tus tonterías. Ay, ya esperarán. Estoy acomodando los ojos para poder leer. In relation the years. No, ya nada, ya. Y ahora sí. Hello everyone. Today we are with Lorena and Jorge Cárdenas, and I am going to introduce you to gender equality. Index. 1. Introduction. Over the years, women have suffered violence, discrimination, and violation of their rights. Currently, this has been cited to Heracles thanks to the feminist struggle of several important women throughout the years, and then I will present this topic so that you can understand it better. No toca repetir esto. Es que no se carga esto, no se guarda. Ya está, ya, ahora sí, ya. Ya, ahora sí. Ya voy a presentar, ya pónganse bien. Ahora sí. Hello everyone, today we are with Lorena and Jorge Cárdenas, and I am going to introduce you to gender equality. Index. Introduction. Over the years, women have suffered violence, discrimination, and violation of their rights. Currently, this has been tied to eradicate thanks to the feminist struggle of several important women throughout the years, and then I will present this topic so that you can understand it better. 2. What is gender equality? Gender equality is that men and women have the same opportunities, conditions, and forms of treatment without leaving aside the particulars of each of them that allow and warrant access to the rights they have as citizens. 3. What is the feminist struggle? Feminism is a political and social movement that seeks the principle of equal rights for women and men. Feminism fights for the recognition of women as human subjects and for their rights to be respected. 4. What does gender equality? End all forms of discrimination against all women and girls worldwide and eliminate all forms of violence against all women and girls in the public and private spheres, including trafficked and sexual. 5. What is gender violence? Gender violence is a type of physical, psychological, symbolic, and instrumental violence exercised against any person or group based on their sexual orientation or identity. 6. Number of victims in femicides in Ecuador. Below we can show the victims of femicide from 2014 and 2020. And in addition, a study was carried out that 3 out of 10 women are sexually harassed in public transport in Cuenca. 7. Does this affect only women? People who suffer the most from gender violence with Afro-Ecuadorian adolescents, children, and women in Ecuador. 8. The waves of feminism. The first wave of feminism began in the 17th century, including with the French Revolution, when Martha Wayman later... Oye, se escucha lo que está llorando la bebé. Dash.
Ya la cagas porque toca repetir
No,
todo.
porque yo le corto y le junto, no pasa nada.
Yo lo escucho porque estoy acá afuera, pero, o sea, aquí en el puerto del agua.
Ah, ya, bueno, ya.
No, sí se escucha, sí se escucha. Pero ya, sí, continúa rápido a hacer las preguntas. Termino de hacer las preguntas y apago.
Sí, pero ya.
Ma-
Sí, ya, pero ya, silencio. Ya, a ver, ya ahora sí. Entonces voy a hacer esto otra vez y ya. The first wave of feminism began in the 17th century, coinciding with the French Revolution, when Martha Wayman Lear published an article in New York Times in which she connected two movements of the time. It quickly spread to become the definition of feminism. In addition, joined the Feminist Convention, Women Fight. The second wave of feminism was between the 19th century, in which spaces outside the domestic vocabulary, modernhood, and sexual freedom were demanded. The third feminist we have begun in the 60s of the 20th century, starting with two works by Western authors, in introducing new ways of fighting against female stereotypes in communication, art, and adversity, and the abolition of patriarchy in wasted. The third wave of feminism is considered as a continuation of first wave. It is a characterized by debates and lack of recognition of their fundamental rights. It also recognizes women as political subjects, and audiovisual and written content are also created to be disseminated in various media. Now we are going to see 10. A ver, aquí ya confundí. No, no, verán, no hablarán. 10 most important women in the feminist struggle in Ecuador. Now we are going to see the most important women for feminism in Ecuador. Ana Peralta. She was a mestizo from Ambato who created the first women movement in Real Audiencia de Quito, fought for the freedom and women's fight. Manuela de la Santa Cruz y Espejo. She was considered the first Ecuadorian woman journalist, forerunner of nursing, and she pioneered the social and feminist movements of the country, and she fully supported the causes of freedom. Marieta de Vintimilla. She was the first lady of the nation in the presidential period of Uncle Ignacio de Vintimilla and held the position of the presidency when her uncle was out of office. Rosa Cabeza de Vaca. This woman wanted of study and surprised the authorities of the Mejia School in Quito when she refused to enter it. All the time, only men studied at the institution. She later became the first woman to be bachelored in Ecuador. Roselena Tránsito Amaguaña. She is an indigenous woman who defends the indigenous cause that consists of exploiting indigenous laws and was the founder of Indigenous Bilingual School together with Dolores Caguango. Manuela Sáenz. They call her the Liberator since she helped Simón Bolívar to liberate South America. Mariana de Jesús. She was the first saint declared by the Catholic Church who offered her life to stop the earthquakes that were happening in Quito. After that, she fell in and died. Emelinda Urbina. Emelinda was the first woman to obtain an airplane pilot license, began Ecuadorian. She was one of the founders of 99ers. Matilde Hidalgo. She is the first woman to vote in democratic election in Ecuador. She was the first woman to hold a political position as an alternate deputy with popular election. Carlota Jaramillo. Known as the Queen of the Corridor, this Quito woman stands out the persons and charisma. She is one of the greatest exponents of national music. Conclusion. In conclusion, I can say that this feminist fight has been very necessary since this has reduced gender violence a bit. Out this fight must continue since, as we have seen before, there are still causes of repair of harassment of women, and this has to finish as women are affected psychological, physical, and emotional. Thank you. And now we will give way to the questions.
Hello, do you think that in ancient times women had a fair salary?
The pay gap has affected women throughout history, and although this problem is no longer common today. It can still be found.
Okay, thank you. The second question. Nowadays, why is the feminist struggle aggressive?
The feminist struggle is very different from what we see today, since their struggle is peaceful and we want now is aggressive and is to attract attention.
Hello. Now, my question are, do you think feminists have the right to decide for the life of another human being?
Both women and feminists have the right, like every human being, to make decisions because it is very difficult to decide on life of another human being.
Okay, do you think that the woman you mentioned have been important for the development of Ecuador?
Yes, because thanks to them, women have been able to have the same opportunities and men is in Ecuador. Thank you very much. Ya, por fin.